Hey, I'm Doug Ross, and today I'm going to be changing out the ignition wires on my 2000 R1100 RT. These are old and they get brittle, and even though it's working, it's still good to change them. They can seem fine, but as you'll see when I take them off, I'm sure as we bend them there's going to be a little bit of crackling, a little drying out that you'll hear, and you know, the least amount of resistance that those old wires are creating, that is affecting the performance of your bike. So, time to change those out. We need to remove the gas tank, so I've already got the Tupperware off, and it's got my new set of plugs here, plug wires, from Beamer Boneyard. Hell of a lot cheaper than going to the dealer. Let's get to it. Alright, so I've got the tank bag off, and we're going to replace the plug wires. This is really simple and straightforward on this RT, on a Boxer. You're going to take the cover off, exposing the wire. Make sure you got your battery disconnected. We are working with electrical here, so always be a little on the safer side. And you can trace exactly where this is coming up. Piece of cake. So we're going to take one end, we're going to give it a little twist to kind of break that little bit of a seal. Unplug. We're going to pull up the other end. One wire. And with this bike, both wires are the same size. Some bikes are going to have one wire longer than another, so always make sure you're putting in the right one. I'm going to put a little dab of dielectric grease on the end of our connection here. This actually comes with some. I just happen to have some in this little container here. You don't want to put a lot on there. It does not take much, but it will help with connectivity and especially when you're dealing with moisture. If you have a little extra, you just wipe it on your shirt. And we just make sure that's seated in there properly. Getting these routed back up. And plugs right in. You're making sure it's going all the way in. You got some clicks in there. And that's it. It's a real nice set. But let's test. I want to test these and see if, as I can bend these, I can see that there's wear to them. You can get a little bit of crackling in there, but let's see see if there's any variation in resistance between them. Yeah, there's a little bit of resistance variation in between them, and every little bit is going to affect the bike, and you sure don't want this thing crapping out when you're on a trip. So right now this bike is pushing 15 years old, and this is the first time I've changed them. Probably should have changed them a while ago, but not that expensive. I think these were about 70 bucks. Well worth the investment, and an easy thing to do. You're just pulling the covers, you're taking the tank off by pulling the one bolt, you're disconnecting the two breather hoses, you're clamping off the two gas supply hoses and disconnecting those. You're unplugging the electronic connection to it and lifting that off. That's it. It's all right here, easy to do. So real easy weekend project for you.